The British Isles have always been defined by their unpredictable weather, a source of national identity and daily conversation. From the bustling streets of London to the quiet corners of rural villages, the weather is a constant topic, shaping our moods and our plans. For generations, our temperate climate shaped our landscapes and lives. Its gentle rhythms a constant backdrop. The rolling hills, green fields, and familiar drizzle have long been woven into the fabric of British life, offering comfort and continuity. But now, those rhythms are breaking down, replaced by uncertainty and sudden shifts that catch us off guard. The year 2025 has made it clear. Our weather is no longer just a quirky companion, but a source of real anxiety and concern for communities across the country. Extremes are becoming the new normal, with heat waves, floods, and storms arriving more often, and with greater intensity than ever before. The predictability we once relied on is slipping away, leaving people uncertain about what each new day will bring. Climate scientists have warned us for years. What we're seeing is the local face of a global crisis, a warning sign that cannot be ignored. The weather's volatility is a direct response to the pressures we've placed on our planet, from pollution to deforestation and beyond. In this film, we'll explore the extraordinary weather events of 2025, uncovering their causes and impacts. We'll hear from experts, witnesses, and those whose lives have been changed. We'll witness the effects on daily life and nature, seeing firsthand how communities and wildlife are adapting to these new challenges. And we'll ask, what can we do? How can we come together to protect our future and the land we love? Understanding is our first step to adapting and acting. By learning more, we empower ourselves to make meaningful change. The future depends on how we respond now, and together we can shape a new story for the British Isles, one of hope, resilience, and renewal. 2025 wasn't defined by a single disaster, but by a relentless series of extreme weather events, each one arriving before the last had even faded from memory. Winter was so mild that daffodils bloomed in January, confusing wildlife and farmers alike, as the natural rhythms of the countryside were thrown off balance. Spring brought drought, then sudden downpours, too brief to help, too intense to absorb, leaving the land parched one moment and overwhelmed the next. Farmers watched crops struggle as the land swung between parched and flooded, making it nearly impossible to plan or predict a successful harvest. Summer arrived with record-breaking heat, pushing temperatures to new highs and straining water supplies, which we'll explore in detail. Autumn unleashed a barrage of storms, flooding communities, toppling trees, and leaving emergency crews stretched to their limits. The weather became the main character in a national drama, dominating headlines and daily conversations across the country. Scientists call this weather whiplash. Violent swings from one extreme to another, a pattern that's becoming all too familiar. Each event was significant on its own, but together they reveal a climate system spinning out of control, with consequences that ripple through every part of society. The UK's weather has always been variable, but this is something new, an era of extremes that challenges our expectations. Our resilience is being tested as never before, as communities come together to cope, adapt, and rebuild in the face of repeated shocks. This is the new scale of challenge we face, a future where adaptation and preparedness are more crucial than ever. The summer of 2025 brought a heatwave unlike any before, shattering previous records and leaving the nation stunned by its intensity. For 3 relentless weeks, Temperatures in southeast England soared past 40 degrees Celsius, making daily life a struggle for millions. This wasn't a pleasant summer. It was a full-blown crisis, with emergency services stretched to their limits. Roads buckled, railways warped, and parks turned brown as the relentless sun beat down day after day. Nights offered no relief, with temperatures stubbornly staying above 25 degrees, endangering the vulnerable and robbing many of sleep. Homes became unbearable, and the national grid strained under soaring demand, leading to rolling blackouts in some areas. Water shortages and wildfires became common, threatening communities, wildlife, and precious natural habitats across the country. Nature suffered. Rivers dried, fish died, fledglings fell from nests, and trees weakened, struggling to survive the relentless heat. The heat wave was a stark warning. Climate change is here, not a distant threat, but a present and growing danger. Our infrastructure and ecosystems struggled to cope, revealing just how unprepared we are for such extremes. The summer of 2025 showed how quickly our world can change and how fragile our sense of normalcy truly is. This is the reality of a warming climate, a future that is arriving faster than many expected. We must adapt, innovate, and act together, or risk being overwhelmed by the challenges ahead. As the heatwave faded, autumn storms struck with unprecedented force. Moisture-laden air from warmer seas unleashed torrential rain. Rivers that were dry in August became raging torrents by October. Flood defences were overwhelmed, and the ground, hardened by drought, couldn't absorb the deluge. Fields became lakes, roads turned to rivers, and homes were inundated. Urban drainage systems failed, causing flash floods far from rivers. Thousands were displaced, facing loss and uncertainty. Farmland was ruined, livestock evacuated, and crops lost. The scale and speed of the floods were unlike anything before. Historical data no longer predicts where or when floods will strike. Our relationship with water has changed. Rain now falls with new violence. The cost, both human and economic, is immense. What's driving this chaos? The answer is clear. A warming planet. Burning fossil fuels has trapped heat in our atmosphere, raising global temperatures. A warmer atmosphere holds more moisture, fueling heavier rains and more intense storms. Heat waves are becoming more frequent and severe. Urban areas suffer even more as concrete and asphalt trap heat. Oceans, absorbing most of this extra heat, now power stronger storms and rising seas. Coastal communities face greater risks from flooding and storm surges. The science is clear. Our actions have destabilized the climate. The consequences are unfolding all around us. Beyond warming, the jet stream is changing, becoming weaker and more erratic. The jet stream once kept our weather moving, but now it stalls, locking in extremes. Rapid Arctic warming shrinks the temperature difference that powers the jet stream. This leads to stuck weather, prolonged heat waves, or endless storms. In 2025, the jet stream trapped us in heat, then flipped to bring relentless rain. Our weather conveyor belt has become a roller coaster. Understanding this shift is crucial. It means longer, more damaging extremes. We must prepare for a future where weather patterns linger, not just intensify. The extreme weather of 2025 touched every part of life in the UK. Hospitals filled with heatstroke patients. Floods left thousands homeless. Food prices rose as crops failed, and nature struggled to adapt. Trees, rivers, and pollinators all suffered, disrupting ecosystems. Infrastructure buckled under the strain, exposing our vulnerabilities. The economic and mental health tolls are mounting, especially for the young. Our lives are now deeply intertwined with the changing climate. The weather is no longer background noise, it shapes our daily reality. We must adapt to a changed climate, even as we fight to limit further warming. This means rethinking how we build, live and manage our land. Greener cities, better home insulation, and restored natural landscapes can all help. Farmers can adopt resilient practices, and rivers need more room to flood safely. Communities must prepare, checking on the vulnerable, conserving water, and planning for extremes. Every action, from planting trees to installing water butts, builds resilience. Adaptation is about smart, collective action. Together, we can face the future with strength and hope. 2025 has been a wake-up call. Our climate is changing and the stakes are high. But despair isn't an option. Science gives us the tools to understand and adapt. Governments, communities and individuals all have roles to play. Every step, renewable energy, resilient infrastructure, local action, matters. The natural world can recover, and so can we. Our ingenuity and compassion are our greatest strengths. The path ahead is challenging, but not hopeless. By acting together, we can build a more resilient, sustainable future. The future is unwritten, and it's in our hands.